Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie B Cards, and in this video I want to discuss the print runs of 2022 Topps Chrome and 2022 Logofractor Topps Chrome. 2022 Topps Chrome has been out a while. There's been a lot of short print debacle and drama. We're not going to discuss any of the short print drama in this video. I strictly want to look at how many of each base card exist for 2022 Topps Chrome, and also how many of each base card exist for the silver packs, essentially, in the Logofractor boxes. This is a Logofractor. You get 10 of these per mega box, and I want to discuss how many of each of the base cards exist. Very limited set, and I want to just break it down and show it all to you. Let's jump into this really quickly because it's going to be a little bit math heavy and I want it to be quicker. I promise it's worth it. Stick with me. I'm going to give you all the answers you've ever wanted on this topic. And on top of that, show you how I calculate it so you can do it for yourself in the future. Very first thing is I am not a mathematician. My father, he teaches calculus, a bunch of other math courses in a university. Really smart guy. He helped me figure out the formula originally and I've been using it since. And unless Topps releases print runs, we will never know exactly how many of these cards have been made. I'm doing my best to guess based off of being pretty close on certain configurations like hobby. There's an exclusive parallel I can work backwards from, and then kind of putting that across the entire product. It'll make sense. It'll be relatively close. My methodology and assumptions. I assume 3 cards in each pack are base cards. The reason for that is because in every Topps Chrome pack, whether it's hobby or retail or whatever it's going to be, there's always almost 1 insert or 1 parallel, sometimes 2 inserts or a parallel in each pack. So I'm assuming 3 cards per pack instead of 4 cards per pack. Doing this is probably lowering what the actual print run is. I think I'm undershooting it a little bit, which is good because I don't want to overshoot it too much. But doing this is just because there's going to be a non-base card in each pack. Numbers will not be exact, but should be about 85 to 95% accurate for the configurations like hobby where I have a dedicated parallel to work back from. For the entire print run, I can't guarantee this accuracy, but I do feel relatively confident that it is close, and I'll show you why I feel that way. For the Logofractors, I'm going to do the Topps Chrome. I will also figure out how many base Topps Chrome cards are in the Logofractor boxes and also how many Logofractor cards exist as well based off of those pack odds. And it'll make sense as I go through this, but stick with me. I'm starting with the regular Topps Chrome and then moving into Logofractor later. 2022 Topps Chrome print run using orange refractor odds. When you buy a hobby box, it's, I believe, the only box that has a exclusive parallel to that box. It's the orange number to 25. So first we need to see how many orange parallels exist in hobby boxes. Really simple. We go 220. That's how many cards are on the checklist times by 25 because that's how many of each orange exist in the print run. So we have 5,500 total orange parallels. Now we need to know how many base cards it takes to pull an orange parallel. So we go 3 because there's 3 base cards per pack times by 417 because to pull a orange is 1 in every 417 packs, and that gives us 1,251 base cards in a hobby box to 1 orange parallel. Let's take that even further. Now we go 1, we have this little formula right here. 1 over this number, 1,251 equals this number right here, 5,500 over X. Then you solve for this little guy, little X right here, and that gets you 6,880,500. That is the total number of base cards in hobby print run. If we go even one step further, divide that number by 220 because that's how many total cards are on the checklist, and that means there's about 31,275 of each base card in hobby boxes. So that might be higher than you thought, lower than you thought, but that makes sense for a hobby box in my eyes, especially since Series 1 is, I think, significantly higher. It's much higher than this one for Topps Chrome. Let's continue with Topps Chrome. How many hobby boxes exist? And you'll see why I'm doing this in just a moment. I'll explain it all, but just follow with me. I promise it's worth it. So we take the number of cards, divide that by 3. That gives us the number of packs that exist. And then divide that by 24 because you get 24 packs in a box. So we get 95,563 boxes. How many cases exist? Divide this number by 12 because you get 12 hobby boxes in a case. So there's about 8,000 cases of Topps Chrome. How many packs exist? We just take this number of how many cards are in the whole print run divided by 3. There's about 2,293,500 packs total of hobby in Topps Chrome. I am taking it one step further with superfractors. I've never done this before, so this might not be perfect, but it's a good way to see how many superfractors are in hobby boxes. We were relatively confident on this number because we calculated it backwards from the orange refractor. But now the superfractor odds in hobby are 1 in every 49,806 packs. So now that we know how many packs exist, let's divide this number of how many packs exist by the superfractor odds, and that gives us 46 superfractors in hobby boxes. So the reason I'm doing this is to figure out how many superfractors exist in retail, and then we can figure out retail based off of that number. So let's go to Topps Chrome even more. So there's 46 superfractors, or about 21% of the superfractor print run in hobby boxes. If we assume pull odds are relatively similar to jumbo boxes, that gives us 92 superfractors, or about 42% of the print run. The reason I can't be confident is because there are no exclusive cards to jumbo boxes and no exclusive numbered parallels, and because of that, I'm assuming the print run is relatively the same to hobby boxes and the pull rates are relatively the same to hobby boxes. That leaves 128 superfractors for retail and light boxes. Light is supposedly a smaller print run. It's a Topps.com exclusive. So we will assume only 25% of the print run production was made for light boxes. So if we go 25% of this number of 46, that gets us 11 superfractors in light. And that brings us to 103 between hobby, jumbo, and light, which is about 47% of the superfractor print run. That means less than half of the superfractors are in hobby, jumbo, and light. It could be higher, it could be a little lower, but that's basically what the pack odds tell us. So that leaves 117 superfractors in retail. So now that we know how many superfractors are in retail, we can kind of figure out retail at this point. So let's go look at retail. Here is a super short print or a short print of Wander Franco, pretty cool card. So if there are 117 superfractors in retail, what we would do is times this number 117 by the odds of pulling a superfractor. We're going to use a blaster. I know blaster's not the only configuration. I haven't seen the hanger boxes yet. Those might be in another wave. There's mega boxes, which are a little bit different. They have 5 cards per pack, but technically it's only 4 cards per pack because you get 1 X-Fractor in each pack. So it's just the same with an X-Fractor included for that configuration. But the odds of pulling a superfractor are really close to the same. So we're going to use blaster odds. And yes, this is not perfect. And I know that. That's like that 80% confidence thing. I can't be 100% on any of this because it's not perfect. But 117 times 63,622, because it takes 63,622 packs to pull 1 superfractor, multiply it by 117. That gives us 7,443,774 packs of retail that exist, at least out of the blaster odds. So after that, we just go 7,443,774 times by 3, and that gives us a total of about 22 million total base cards in retail. Significantly higher than hobby, but that's not really surprising. And now we just divide this number by the total number on the checklist. It's about 101,000 of each card in retail for base cards. So not very surprising. That means 101,000 Wander Franco base cards, 101,000 Mike Trout base cards, and so forth. So now let's look at the Logofractor. So if you came to this video for the Logofractor, this is for you. So the Logofractor is a very interesting configuration. You get 5 packs of Topps Chrome regular, and then you get 2 packs of these Logofractor. This is the base card. You can see it's a logo, which is why it's called Logofractor. And the Topps Chrome packs that aren't the Logofractor packs in the same box, in that mega box, they're all base. There are no parallels, no inserts. It's all base for those base cards. And the really rare, juicy stuff is in the Logofractor packs. But we can figure out how many Logofractor packs exist using the Logofractor odds, and then work that backwards to see how many base cards exist in that box. So first, we know how many 1-of-1 rose gold parallels exist in the Logofractor box. There's only 110 cards on the checklist. It's a shortened checklist. 110 in a Logofractor set. So now we need to know how many base cards it takes to pull a Logofractor. So we go 5, because it's 5 base cards in a pack. I used all base because I didn't know if there were easy pull odds, but we assumed every other pack has a parallel. I actually think it's every pack has a parallel. They're pretty close to it. But we're still using all 5 times by 765, because it's 1 in every 765 for a rose gold 1-of-1. That gives us 3,825 base cards to 1 rose gold parallel. So then we do the same formula, and that gives us 3,825 of each base card. So the Mike Trout in this, the Juan Soto in this, the Wander only has 3,825 for the base card. So that's really nice. Take that one step further. I'm going to go quicker. We can figure out how many boxes exist based off of those odds as well. We took the number, divided it by 5, because there are 5 cards in the Logofractor pack. Divide that by 2 because you get 2 Logofractor packs per box. That's how we got here. And now we know that there are 5 base packs in each Logofractor box for the base Topps Chrome, and that gets us to a total of 4,782 base cards. So there's actually almost pretty equal Logofractor cards in the set as base cards in the set. But now we can figure out the total print run. The moment of truth. Hobby total is 31,275. Jumbo total is 33,777. The reason I said that is because it's 8% higher than hobby. In a hobby box, in a jumbo case, you get 1,248 cards. In a hobby case, you get 1,152 base cards. And because of that, it's 8% higher. That's why I had it a little bit higher versus hobby. So light, we times this by 25% because that was just my best guess. This is literally a shot in the dark. But that's 8,444 cards, base cards of each player. player. Retail has 101,506 of each player like we saw earlier. The Logofractor box has 4,782 base cards of each player. And there's a new Topps Chrome Sonic. I have no idea what this configuration will look like. I assume it's the same base amount as the Logofractor box. That gets us to a total of 184,566 of each base card. If you want to get a Wander Franco Topps Chrome thinking it's rare, it is not rare. It's not rare at all. It's actually pretty dang common. But 184,000 exist. You could say it's between 150,000 to 250,000. I'd feel really confident about that. So it's not necessarily rare, but really good to know so you can make an educated buying decision, or at least just know how printed this set is. It's pretty high, but not nearly as close as the flagship releases. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'm sorry there was so much math. Hope you followed me across this entire thing. I know I gave a lot of information, and I will catch you in the next video.